Guys, do you have any questions regarding yesterday's session? I was sharing the recording session and I was sharing the POC also, day one POC. So I hope you've gone through that POCs. If you have any questions, if you're unable to deploy in your system, so then we'll see first that one.
Hello?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, once so go to the day one class actually.
Yeah, sure. Which one? Day one?
Yes.
Yeah, tell me.
So in this year, I think not this actually. So we have Java page here.
Yeah, sorry, this one, basic flow. Yeah, this.
Actually, when we remove this Java get in once with the Java edit
So you want me to remove this one?
only Java component.
Yeah, I'm going to comment it actually. So not record to remote. I'm just
Okay,
comment
fine,
it backside. Okay, na? Just
fine.
okay.
And run the program once deploy the program.
No, it's not much difference, right? Because so anyway we are getting payload, right?
Yes, anyway, so what is the purpose of that Java actually?
That's
So
what.
how we are
That's
getting
what. That's what. That's what. Actually, here I was trying to introduce different components. There is no much difference because we are getting the payload here, right? So we are getting the
okay?
payload. Whatever you are getting destination, we are getting here.
Yes,
Same destination will push to the next level. Here, that's what yesterday I
still,
was saying. Hold. Yesterday I was saying clearly. So here I'm not doing anything in the Java class. Just whatever I'm getting from the payload, I just push into next level. I didn't return any logic. See this. I just return destination. I'm getting the destination. I'm returning the destination as it is. So I'm not writing any logic. So why I'm saying here, I'm trying to introduce all the components because in future we'll write the logic here. So after getting the destination, we want to do some logic here. So that time we'll go for logic. So first, so it's a basic level, right? So we are trying to introduce all the components one by one. So if you go in the
okay.
next level, so we'll write the logic also. Whatever the logic based on the requirement, we'll write it. But in this particular case, so we got all the already destination. If you either use a Java component or not, anyway that will go to next level. Whatever that append string, already we have a some whatever the destination you are sending. So the destination will come to here. The destination, suppose you are entering some Hyderabad, so Hyderabad to Bangalore, so it will append to that payload, existing payload. It will append it, it will display it. You're clear. So coming to your question, just for introducing all the components one by one components, I'm trying to introduce it. Is it clear?
Yes. And when we use Postman, fixing
Okay, for this case, so
actually so how to write in a Postman that like multiple like if like destination equal to Hyderabad and like like other Delhi to Bangalore. So how to write the Postman actually how to fix it
yeah,
with
actually,
and operator.
yeah, actually, uh, actually here, uh, either it's a get method or post method, you can execute in Postman. It's no issue, but generally, if it is a get method, people not prefer to use Postman, but anyway, you can use it. It's not restricted. So generally, if it is a get method, you can happily execute in the here itself actually. So
So,
coming to that, so where it is Postman, in the Postman, how will pass it? Taking new URL. This is the new URL. Okay. So HTTP First we have to deploy it. Day one somewhere. Right click on the debug as Mule application. I'm trying to run in the debug mode, so we'll see the see this. If you get like this, somewhere else you are running the server with the port number already 6666 actually. So that's why it was giving error, because I'm running other Anypoint Studio parallelly. I just stop at other Anypoint Studio. Guys, you are clear, right? If you face anytime that issue, so what was the solution is, right click on the project, debug as here Mule application configure is there actually. In place of Mule application, choose the Mule application configure. You can change the port number here, because with that port number 6666 already somewhere else is running already, or else the process is not killed, right? Previously it was working, previously it was running with 6666, it's not killed. Okay, so because of that, that issue will come. That time you can change the port number. You can change the port number, or else we can give any port number, but with that port number you should not run any application, either your other applications like Skype or else something applications, or else in any point studio. It should not run with port number, because any application running with unique port number, I hope you are aware on that, right? Any application, if you take Skype or else anything, so every application running with some port number actually. So that time will port conflict will occur actually. So that's why you can change the port number, or else you can kill the other process with the running of same port number. That dialog will come. So you can close the dialog, you can change the port number, or else you can kill other process. That is a solution for that. Mostly sometimes we'll get that one, because if you open multiple Anypoint studios simultaneously, if you work in two things, then we'll get at that time. So here, coming to your question, so HTTP localhost 8088, then flow check is the context part. Postman HTTP localhost 8088 slash. Okay, so the next one is what? So destination, you have to pass it, right? So these are query parameters. So can you hear me, guys? I'm facing some, you may be experienced degraded audio quality in your recording. Okay, so guys, can you hear me, right? I'm passing some HYD.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, good. Okay, series Hyderabad to Bangalore. This is the way to check the Postman. So same thing you can check in the browser also, because this is a GET request now. So if it is a GET request, you can check it anywhere. I mean, either it's a browser, or else Postman, or else a REST client also can, REST client, or else even SoapUI also can check it actually. Okay. If it is a if it is a post, so then we can't check in the browser. Why? Because we can't able to pass the data in the browser, right? You are clear? So through browser we can't able to push the data if it is a post request. So that's why compulsory we have to use any third party plugin actually. So this is a plugin for Chrome. So we can add that I mean, you can search for Postman client for Chrome. You can add it automatically. Postman client for Chrome. So we get some installation, so we can get some download, then we can click on the installation automatically. So see this one, click here. So when installation is done, automatically it will come here under apps like this. Just open that, so it will come like this. Then you can enter here. So here we can pass Authorization also, authorizations, headers, body. If it is a post, we can say body. Headers, we can pass it. Different types of authorization like basic authentication, auth authentication, like that we can pass it.
And Venkat, in coming to the postman.
Okay.
So we can pass multiple, I mean multiple values to Hyderabad and destination to
Yeah,
Hyderabad
yeah, you can
and
pass.
destination.
We can pass it now. But that should be other parameter, right? Suppose destination, some source I'm giving. Source,
Uh,
some Bangalore. Okay, so what we are not receiving this source, right? Just we are receiving only destination. We can pass it.
Only destination.
You have to receive this parameter. So how to pass multiple parameters? Separating with the and symbol, right?
Yes.
You are aware this URL framing, right? It's like a Java only.
Yes. Yes.
It's a context path.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So starting with question mark and separate equal is between the key and value. Next, each and every field, each and every parameter is segregating with and symbol. You can pass multiple. It's a get request now, so we can't, that should be restriction is there, so the length should be less than 256 characters. But that's why actually if you have more data, then it's better to use post. So that time what happen, we'll get body like this. In the body you can pass it whatever you want, you can pass it here, in the type of JSON, in the type of XML, in the type of HTML, you can pass in the body. We can pass the headers also. Sometimes third-party systems will expect application slash JSON, accept authorization. So these are things the third-party systems will expect. Third-party system is already the exposed services. We are trying to consume them, right? So these services, that time we have to pass whatever they are expecting. So that headers we have to pass multiple headers. We can keep on add it here. So next one is if you want to, sometimes the third-party systems they will expect some encryption format, right? So that one also you can pass it in the form of encryption format. Also you can pass through Postman. You can see here X www and hyphen form encoded URL encoded. So that way you can pass it. Actually if you pass parameters, suppose think like this destination equal 100 and source equal Bangalore, we want to pass in the form of encoded. We can pass here key value you can pass it here. Anyway, it will set in the URL itself. That's encoded format. Generally that's what the problem here. If you use a get method now, so you can, it will visible if you want to convert into some, so in the form of encoded. That time they provided the option called URL encoded. We can choose that, we can encode it, we can send it. Okay, so any doubts on this Postman? Similarly, there is one more plugin called REST client. It's look like this only.
Yes.
So try to familiar with all these plugins. Similar, this is for REST, right? This is exclusively for REST. Similarly, we have a SoapUI also. This is a SoapUI. You can test the SoapUI. If you have a, if you have a WSDL, right? We can create a project here. We can create a project here. We can add the WSDL here. Automatically, uh, whatever the operations are there. Generally WSDL contains what, each and every requirement is in the form of operation, right? uh, while we are exposing as a WSDL, right? So each WSDL contains multiple operations, right? All the operations will appear here. So just in this case I have only one request. Like that we have multiple requests actually. So we have to fill the data, we have to request here this green symbol, you have to keep, hit it here. That will go to that will go to your service, that will come back and it will display like this. Okay, now this is a direct installation, it's not a plugin. You have to download SoapUI. That is the latest version is 5.3.0, I guess. So you have to download it, you have to install it, You will get shortcut on the desktop. You will open that, then you can use it happily. Okay, so any questions?
And one more thing, that
Yeah, tell me.
so we have given in like like in zip format to day one to
Okay,
mail.
day one.
I mean day one package is given. It
Yeah.
has sent to mail now.
No.
So how to import the package actually? So when I try to import that, so unformat something is come like
Oh, okay, okay. Fine. What you people need to do? Uh, so what you people need to do? After getting the project, just right click on that, unzip it. First download it, right click on that, unzip it. So because I'm sending you using
okay.
7zip, so it will, you people get like this, right? Dot 7z. So
Yes.
just install that 7zip software. So right click on that, unzip it, 7zip, then extract that particular application. Okay, now so after getting that application, what we need to do, so try to open the project, just choose that first we have to from the download folder, keep it some folder in your somewhere else in your personal, so then keep it some folder, keep all the POCs into that, dump it. Okay, after open the project you will get like this, right? Copy this, then go to your Anypoint Studio, then file, there is an option called import. Okay, now import, so click the import. There is a, if you get like this, expand this Anypoint Studio. Okay, now expand this Anypoint
Okay.
Studio. There is a different ways to import the project. Actually, you can directly import through archive file also. Whatever I was sending, right, that 7zip also you can import it, or else you can unzip
No,
it.
when we send the zip, when we send to send it, so it's not accessing actually. When the file is not appearing in that.
Okay, so you're unable to. Did you try this archive?
Yes, I tried the article, but no, I'm getting like no unsupported format. When we
Okay,
open the
okay.
basic
So might be
domain,
it's a,
so
I mean, I was using that 7zip now, so might be it will support WinZip, I guess. So let me check. I will check it and let you know that part. So coming to this, if it is not support, just unzip it, that one. Then here there is other way, Anypoint Studio project from external location, right? So click that location,
okay,
then choose that path. Okay, and automatically your project name will come here.
okay,
Okay, so there is an option called copy project into workspace. If you want to copy from that wherever you download, right? So wherever you unzip it. If you want to copy in a workspace means, so while creating the Anypoint Studio, while starting the Anypoint Studio, it will ask some workspace, right? So that workspace,
mm,
that application will paste here, copied here, right? If you click finish, it automatically coming to here. So that is the other way.
fine,
So another way is just create a normal project, whatever. So it's a create a Mule project, then go to here, whatever the SRC folder, and then required folder, just copy paste it, just override it. So by default it will create SRC or something like that, right? That way also you can possible, because so why, because I'm using 3.8.3 is the version, right? 3.8.3 is the version of that server. See, 3.8.3, that is the enterprise edition. Might be you are using some community edition, that is a lower version. So that time it automatically convert it. If it is a upper version, it automatically convert it. So if not converted, there is another way. If you use that project automatically, it will give error. Actually, it's unsupported one, because developed in other version, you are using in different version, might be you will get some issues. If it is the upper version, it will automatically convert. Actually, if it is a lower version, that is a problem. So that time what we need to do, so just create a project, create a normal project. So go to my project, whatever I sent. So just open that. So this is the main folder we want, right? So only SRC folder. In the SRC folder, and then SRC folder only almost all data contains, right? SRC main, flows and resources, everything is there. Just in your project, just override it. After creating the project, you will get SRC, right? Just override the SRC, then a whole thing will get it actually. that is a other, anyway you can use it.
Okay.
Okay now, so if it is the best just unzip it, import it, that's it. I will send you using WinZip format, then that time also you can directly import it with the archive file. Okay, so can we able to deploy the application? Is there any problem you people are
Yes.
facing? Can you able to download it,
No.
deploy it, right?
Yes.
Can you able to download it, and can you see the output? Can you run on the browser or
Yes.
Postman?
Yes. We use data and all. Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Good. Both of you, right?
I think we will ask from my side work actually. So I know actually how to repair all of this.
Oh, this is Rahul.
Yes.
Tulasi, can you able to deploy it? Can you able to run the application in your machine? Are you facing any issues?
Right. We need to deploy into the server. We need to go to the MCM console and we need to deploy it there.
Sorry, can you speak loud, a bit loud? Oh,
If I want to deploy the application in my server,
hmm.
I need to go to the MCM console and I need to deploy the application, right?
Either way, I will show you actually. As of now, I was explaining only through AnyPoint Studio. So whatever you are saying, that MCM, Mule Management Console (MMC), I will install the outside. So then I will create a GIF file for this. So there is an option called export. So then we have to choose this option, export as a Mule archive file. Anypoint Studio Mule deployable archive file, you have to choose it. You have to create an archive file. So then we have to deploy it. So we have to take this archive file. You have to deploy it into outside MMC. So that is not at we discussed actually. So I will explain that area also. Okay.
Okay.
So then as of now internally the JT server will come. You can deploy here. You can see the output here. Yeah. Tell me.
Okay. Once you run the application in any point studio, it
Hmm.
will deploy into automatically into server.
Yes. If you right click on that, run as a Mule application, it will deploy into the it will deploy into the server.
Okay, it's in, deployed into our JT server.
Yes. So what happened when you choose this application? First, it will build it. Total code it will build it. Build means compilation. If no issues in the compilation, so next level it will clean that target file actually. So every time, so it will generate one target file. So the target file it will clean it. It will clean it, every existing thing it will clean it. It will remove it. So then it will deploy it. It will create a new archive file. It will deploy into JT server. First it will compile it. If compilation is successful, then it will try to deploy it to the server. If anything issue on the compilation, we have to fix it. Then once no compilation issues, it will deploy into the server after choosing that option.
The same console, right? This is belongs to JT server console.
Yeah, so it's a server logs we can see, right?
Yes. It's related to JT server.
It's not related to Jetty server. We can say it's Anypoint Studio related. Yes, we can say Jetty related also, because that server, whatever the logs was displaying, so from that only, right?
Yes.
Okay, if you are clear, we'll go for next thing.
Yeah, I'm clear.
Okay, fine. So this is the first one, basic flow. In the second flow, did I mean you people get a chance to check other flows, path display, and then day one.
That's what that so when you open it actually, so we are getting an format I guess. So I could not open it.
Okay, okay. Uh, 1 second guys, I will keep my charger. Okay, so you people are clear, right? So we'll go for next thing. So can you try it again after unzip it? So then if you are facing any issues, so we'll discuss again. Okay now?
I know that.
Yeah,
I'll
thank
fix.
you. Thank you. So in this case, actually, what I'm trying to introduce things here, object to string I'm introducing. So after getting the payload, so see this up, after getting the payload, I'm trying to convert into object to string. So I will show you how to get the payload. So in this case, this set payload already we discussed yesterday, right? So that is the basic flow. In the basic flow, set the payload, we are getting the set payload, right? I mean, we kept the set payload. In that payload, we are getting a destination from the user, from the URL, right? Using Mule expression, we are getting the destination. Here also, I'm using same set payload. Um, Here also I'm using set payload, but I'm just keeping only payload. So let's see. So I mean, this guy was expecting some payload, some data he was expecting. So we'll try to hit some data through Postman or something, right? So using post method. Previously it was a get method, so now it is a post method we'll use it. So because he was expecting some payload. So here this is a dynamic. If you see here, if you enable mission, just control spacebar, click on control spacebar, will give some suggestions like this actually. It should be done. It is a dynamic, it's not hard coded. We can hard, if you want to hard code it, you can mention like this, welcome to something like this, welcome to MuleSoft. You can keep it like this if it is a hard code. But if you don't want to hard code it, if you want to get the data from the client, or else if you want to get the data from the URL, just choose this payload. So yesterday we choose message, right? So I told you message contains three parts. So now payload. Payload means whatever you are getting from the data from the user or else from the client consumer. So then we are getting the payload first case. So take scenario, one scenario. I'm trying to hit some payload. So there is a JSON format. So like for example, anywhere else post data. Yes, see this is the response. See this. This is the body, right? So in this case, I'm trying to hit some data. It is nothing but some query actually. I'm trying to that query in the form of JSON. I'm trying to hit that query to server, right? So what happened in your flow? This is the body. This is a post request. So when you hit it, so that data it will receive here, right? It will receive here. But whatever data we are getting from the user, so that will receive here. Why you will go to for next level object to string, object to string. Um, our HTTP, what will happen, whatever the data will you are hitting, so that will give it as a Java object. So that's why in this case, so I was trying to convert from the object to string. So there is a transformer is there. So from the Mule perspective, so object to string, there is a transformer is there. I just drag and drop the transformer into canvas. So what was the functionality of that? So our HTTP connector, whatever you are passing the data, so from the Postman, because it's a post method, right? So if you're passing as a string, or else if you see here so many options, text or JSON or else XML, whatever it is, our HTTP connector, after it will receive as a JSON in the form of string, so, but it will give as a Java object. So that's why I hold that whatever I'm getting that payload, I'm holding into set the payload. After that, I was giving some transformer. So there is nothing but object to string transformer. Using this, I'm trying to convert it. After that, so that I just display that output into the logger. So there is a here, according to Java technology, right? So we have a log4j mechanism is there, right? So using that log4j mechanism, what we'll do, we'll hold the logs, right? Whatever you are getting data, we'll display it somewhere else. I mean, for user understanding purpose. Once you deploy into server, right? So sometimes issue will happen before hitting database, after hitting database. We'll keep some logs, right? So you are aware of that, right? Logs displaying. Guys, I'm asking a
Yes, yes,
question.
yes.
Yes. Similarly here also, there is a component called logger. So it's a message processor. I just drag and drop that one. So here I'm trying to display that data. I'm trying to display that data on the message. Here it will support each and every component. It will support uh, uh, expression, actually Mule expression language. I told you MBL, right? It will support Mule expression language. So we can display dynamically, or else a response after conversion. We can keep it hard code like this. After convert object to string. We have to write meaningful messages actually, because of see, now we can, as a developer, you can see whatever exception, whatever error we get, you can see in the Anypoint Studio with the debug mode, right? Once you deployed it, so any issues happen, we can't able to debug it, right? We can't able to understand also. So that's why what we'll do, so wherever the required that loggers, right? We just keep it a logger. So after seeing that logger, so where we get the issue. So suppose we are hitting some scenario like we are hitting a database. So before that, keep it a logger. What data we are hitting to the database. After database, keep it some logger. So that way, so we can see the logger message before hitting database. We can keep it a logger. Then based on that, we'll get to know some information where it will break the system exactly, right? So that's the purpose of this logger. So anyway, loggers are most important, right? So because as a developer, we can able to try to understand where the system breaks, like that, right? Like it's like a SOP. So in Java, you can keep it system.out.println, right? The system.out.println, if you keep it, the message will display in the console, right? Similarly here also, we hold that information, whatever the information we are getting, right? So we can hold it, so we can understand based on that where is the issue, so, like that, right? So you are clear. So here I was trying to introduce two more components. One is the object to string, there is a transformer. So converting from one data to another data. So why you are using here object to string? What was the purpose? What was the uh, intention to use that object to string? Whatever you are passing the data, so it will come as a string before the HTTP connector. But here what happened, our HTTP connector, always it will convert into some Java object, right? So that's why we are using object to string.
Okay, got you, Venkat.
Okay, I'm trying to,
Hello.
yeah, I'm trying to deploy it. some sample content, whatever it is. I'm just sending that content. We'll keep the log, we'll keep the breakpoint here. So right click on this toggle breakpoint. Let's hit your Postman. Okay, so it will come pop the dialog. It will change the perspective. Observe here, I am showing into the debug mode. What data we are getting? It is coming like a org dot glass fish grizzly utils buffer input string. You are sending is a proper data, right? You are sending in the form of JSON. This is a JSON here. So it's a JSON. So it's a key value pair thing. So it is a JSON. You can choose the JSON here also. I'm trying to send the JSON. So after receiving the mule, what happened? So your HTTP connector, it will convert it as a Java object.
Java.
Yes, it's kind of object.
Yes.
Buffer input string. Suppose here, if you want to see the data, I will show you. So here there is a x plus y symbol. Yesterday I was showing you, right? Evaluate mule expression. Click that, some pop-up will come. If you want to see here, you can use that mule expression language message dot payload as, you can convert into string, you can save it actually. Java dot lang dot string. See this? This is a payload what we sent from the Postman, right? If we see payload, just simply payload. So then in the form of, see this? Oh, in payload also it's coming like this. It's not yet converted, right? Yeah. So you can see here actually what the HTTP will return. So it's nothing about the object. So that's why what we are doing here, we are trying to convert from object to string. So as of now in this case, it is like a, it's a Java object. Next thing, click here. See, it's already converted in the payload. So then if you payload, payload is already converted, right? Generally it should not happen. Now see this, because what happened, we converted into java.lang.string in MBL, that's why it already converted actually. Now see this, after payload also still it is in the form of object stream only, buffer input stream only. Okay, now why it is happened, you got it right. Previously in the MEL, right, in the evaluate expression I was converted whatever we are getting there.
Yes.
So that's why it was displaying in the normal format. So now see this, still it is an object, still it is in a Java object. So then we can convert using the transform object to string. So then we'll get the normal format, string format. If you see here, here's a string format. So then we are displaying the logger, right? Go and check into the console. So it should display in the logger also. See this? This is a logger message, info something like this, right? So yeah, from here we set some message, right? After converting object to string, that logger, right? That logger also you can see in the console. So 1 second guys, 1 second.
to solve.
Yeah, sorry guys. Hope you are clear, right? So this is a object to string conversion, then logger displaying, and then why you are using this object to string component.
Yes, we are clear.
Yes. So actually, not only this HTTP component, in future, we'll use API kit also. So that API kit also, what happened? That API kit will convert into some other format. You are sending some string or else you are sending some JSON or else XML, whatever it is. So it will convert into different format. That by default, it will convert into different format. So what we need to do as a developer, we need to convert into that normal format, whatever next level expectation, right? So we have to use some transformers, right? So or else we have to, if the transformer is not possible, so then you have to do customization in the Java code or else whatever the language you people know. Using that, we have to convert into one format to other format. Okay. So how we'll know which formatter we are getting? How we'll know? In the Mule debug, we can able to see clearly actually. In the Mule debug, previously I was showing it is coming in the form of buffer input stream, right? So in the Mule debug, we can see which format is getting. Suppose we are getting byte array inputs, byte array. Then what we need to do, we have to check the palette. Is there any component to convert into byte array, right? So
Right.
there is, yes. So if not there, it's already there. Byte array to object, byte array to string. So like that is there. If there is, if not there, then we have to choose different option, right? So what else possibility, right? That way you can identify which format we are getting from the user. I mean, after converting the HTTP connector in the debugger, always check in the debug mode. So then we'll get to know what data we are getting, right? So because here always we are playing with the data. So how the data is getting, how we need to send the data. So what we need to do in the middle with the data, we need to filter it, we need to like this, we have to convert it to proper format. We are getting the data as a JSON from the consumer, right? From the Postman we are getting proper data. But what happened in our MuleSoft, it will convert into as a buffer input stream. If you pass that payload, anyway payload we are getting. But if you want to use next level, the data, right? We can't able to see the data, right? That's why you need to convert it first. After that, we need to use it. Suppose you are sending some data like this, right? What was the data it is? We are sending like Key is a status code, value is a 500. Key is a status message, value is like this. Timestamp like this, right? Suppose I want to get status code, then status message timestamp. I want to get it, right? So that time what we need to do after getting the data, so you can convert into in the form of some map actually, object to something like. Object to JSON. You can use object to JSON also. Object to JSON. In the object to JSON, we can say the what type of class you are expecting. So we can keep it like this: Java dot util dot something like linked hash map I'm mentioning. Okay. So if you keep it like this, what happen? Whatever you are getting the data, so it will convert into uh, as a map actually. So that time what happen, if you pass the key, we'll get the value. You are getting right? Previously we are just converting to object to string, we are displaying to the logger, but I want to use the data. I want to use this 500 invalid token, something like timestamp. I want to use it, right? That time what happened? We have to pass the key, we'll get the value. That value you can use it. We're getting here, so we can write the return class here. So after getting payload, it will convert into object to JSON in the form of what? In the form of linked hash map. So that time what happen? It will coming as a key value pairs kind of thing. If you pass the key, we'll get the value. So like that,
Okay.
I mean, based on the requirement, we have to uh, take the decision. We have to keep the components. Okay, what else? Other thing, path display. So here, yeah, path display. One more is there. Here, what I was trying to explain here. Sometimes I want to find the request path actually. So the request path. I want to display the request path. Who is requesting? That request path I want to display it. So there is a possibility we can check, we can get from the inbound properties actually. If you see here while debugging mode, I will show you in the debug mode, you can get so many things on the debug in the inbound properties actually. I will show it. Mhm. In this scenario, I was trying to get the path of that who is requesting. That request path I'm trying to get it actually. Suppose why I'm saying here, why I'm highlighting that request path. Sometimes you are trying to in the single application we have different services like opportunity create, opportunity update, opportunity delete. Like that we have a different operations are there, different services are there. So I want to route it based on the request. Suppose user is trying to hit the uh, update, right? Or else create, or else something like delete. So first I have to capture that request path, what he was trying to get it, right? What he want to know. So we have to get the request path. Based on that request path, we can route it to that particular row. So you guys are clear, right? So based on that HTTP request path, suppose you want to hit the opportunity update, right? So in that HTTP request path, you will get some update keyword. So based on that update keyword, we can route to that particular flow, or else there is an audit log. Every request want to store into the audit log, right? For audit purpose in future, right? How many opportunities are got created successfully? How many opportunities are got failure? Like that, they want to see in the future for audit purpose, right? So that time what happened? We can capture the path actually. We can capture the path, either it's update request, or else it's either it's a delete request, or either it's a create request. We capture that path, you can store into the database. So that way you can use this http.request path. So you guys clear, right? So I will show you the debug module. You will get to know more on this. What was the path? It is path this number and all same. HTTP localhost. Okay, you can see here. You can see here. Sorry, you can see here in the inbound properties we will get so many things actually. So see this accept. Next one is accept encoding, accept language, then connection, host, HTTP listener path, then method, query parameters, then relative path. Like there's so many values you are getting, right? Request path. See, you are getting this one now. Request path. What user want to see that path actually, right? This is a path disk. The request URI. Next one is request theme. URI parameters are zeros. Like that's a user agent. User agent means like which browser user send the request, right? That information also we can capture it actually. So we can capture almost all user information. Why? Because sometimes suppose you are doing online transaction, right? So you are doing some online transaction. You are using. We are not sure. When banker want to know which browser user was using, then which timestamp he is trying. Next one is uh, basic information, browser version and all. You want to know, and he will capture that information for future purpose. He will store into somewhere else, right, in the database tab. So that time this user agent will useful actually. If you get based on that user agent, you will get all the information. Mozilla, Windows, NT, some version, all the information it was displaying, right? We can keep it into the for audit purpose. We will store into the database. Anything goes wrong, then right, we can open that audit table, then we can see it, right? So now see this, what are the payload we are getting? Just path display. So what path display? If you see if you see this is nothing but the request path disk path. That is a request path. Suppose here, why I'm saying here, in your services we have multiple services are there. Suppose from this we are getting update request, like I'm keeping here. So based on that update request, we'll receive that update request here. We'll route it actually. We'll write some choice condition here. We will write it either update, either it's a delete, either it's a based on the user string actually. So whatever user is sending that request path, based on that we'll route it. I mean, we'll check the condition also. And then we are displaying the log. Okay, now. So that's something. See here it's displaying path disk. So that is about the request path. Similarly here we are running out of this. Day 2. Yeah, in this I just mentioned some expression and choice component and variable scope and all. Anyway, I will share this day 2 POC. Just go through it. Just go through it. I will explain tomorrow one by one. What is the purpose of expression? This is the expression actually, one more component, expression. We can write the dynamic expressions in the Mule expression language. I will explain this one also. Choice router, you can use it. Next one is variable scope actually. We have different types of variables. We will explain the scope of the variables also. Okay, now? So just I will share the recording, today's recording, and then I will share with the day 2 these 3 POCs. Just go through that if you get some time. So anyway, tomorrow I will open it. I will explain one by one. Okay, now? Yeah. So until now, do you have any questions? Yeah, tell me, somebody asking.
Now tomorrow class is there, na class ಮುಂದೆ ಯಾರು okay?
Oh, you can't able to join on Saturday, right? You said last time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. I mean, as your wish. If you want to join, I'm okay with that. Actually, I'm anyway 6:30 to 7:30 free. Then I can able to join. If you don't want, then we'll join and we'll discuss on Monday. So that's better. Just go through this day two. You anyway will get some time in weekends, right? Just go to day two, then try to understand these three scenarios. It's a simple scenarios only. Try to understand three scenarios. In that there is a choice router is there, then one expression component is there, then another one is in the MuleSoft we have a three variables like session variable, record variable, and then flow variable. I was explaining that scope also in that. Just go through it. So we'll discuss on Monday. Okay, now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, guys.